All right, this is an interesting inspection because there's a lot that has been done to conceal. This driveway doesn't look terrible, but it actually is in worse condition than it looks. They've just heavily slurry sealed this whole thing. And when I came over here, I told the client this whole negative grade sloping down toward the house. When I see things like this, where they've just kind of used a whole bunch of slurry seal to create a nice water drain, that is never done as a precautionary measure. That is always done as a remediation. So what I said to him when the client was here, I said, well, we'll see what we see when we get in the basement, but I have a feeling this is where we're going to see some foundation damage. And sure enough, we did. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you that here in a second. All right, we came around there, this side, and all of this T111 plywood siding is touching the ground. And you guys know what I always say about capillary action. I can literally push my finger into this siding. It is so rotted. All of it. That is so soft right there. All of this siding from the ground up is completely rotted and deteriorated. And it gets worse. You can see over here, that right there is completely rotted out. My buddy over at Inspector Tap Daddy and Inspector Insecticidal, he would tap his way right through this stuff. And you get over here, look how terrible that is. This is what happens when your siding touches the ground and it absorbs moisture and it just wicks right up this wood and it just rots it all out. Now, if that isn't bad enough, check this out. This right here is so rotted that it's not even attached to the house anymore. And I can shove my finger right through that. So we have poor grade, inadequate ground to siding clearance, areas of significant rot. Got moisture. Now here's another thing. Check this out. Got a planter box, which is a big giant rain catch. This is going to fill up with water. Well, it was nice of them to put a drain in, but they didn't put the drain in down here, and this is where all the water is going to accumulate. And what do we see? Seepage right along the bottom. So all of that right there is the water pressurizing, and hydrostatic pressure is pushing it out, which means we're going to have water up against this foundation, which is always bad. One more thing, and then we'll go in the basement and you guys get to see the big catastrophe. Right up here, we don't have an adequate backsplash or diverter flashing, not even a kick-out flashing, so you can see all the water that's running down the side of the house. You can see the discoloration, and as further you come down, you can see it. Water is just shooting right across this wall, right into this window here, right down. That's all going to be bad. Nothing good about that. So we did see moisture damage on the inside of the wall here. All right, but this is where you get to see the big problem. All right, I came down here. The first thing that I noticed, that column right there is not plumb. You can see it leaning that direction. Should be straight up and down. So the house is shifted to the left. I came over here and I noticed that this wall was leaning. It's leaning forward. I'm going to show you with the laser in a second. This will be cool. You'll get to see it. But right here, you can see the wall is bulging out. And as you come down here, watch this. Whoa, that is significant displacement right there. And if I hold my flashlight, side light the wall, you got step cracking, displacement, and bulging. And this right here is right where the driveway is. This is that section of the house, that corner that I just showed you a second ago. But now let me show you the laser. All right, that's what the laser should look like when you see it going up the wall. Now let me turn this. And this is what the laser looks like. That's supposed to be a straight line, going straight up. That's how displaced the wall is. Let's come over here. We'll try to see how much of a lean there is. Check this out. That's how much the wall is leaning inward. Here's that support column. That doesn't look straight. Son, what do you think about this inspection?
Inspected, rejected.
I'm here with my son Austin this week. He's been shadowing me. He's going to shadow me this summer. He graduates high school next year, so we're getting him into the business. We're training him up right. Anyway, just wanted to go over this 1954 build with you, and hope you found this one to be educational.